New Monk Secret, 3-day hormonal detox that's changing women's lives. Are you so deeply tired of feeling like you are in a constant, unwinnable war with your own body? Are you exhausted from the sheer chaos of it all? The hormonal storms that leave you feeling shipwrecked, the unpredictable cycles, the frustrating, persistent, stubborn weight that seems to cling to you as a cruel joke, no matter how little you eat or how hard you try. Are you weary of the mental fog that clouds your thoughts, stealing your sharpness and your joy, making you feel like you're living life behind a thick veil? Do you find yourself avoiding the mirror, tired of not recognizing the person staring back? A person burdened by skin issues that make you feel like a teenager again, by a fatigue that settles deep in your bones, and by a profound, sinking sense of imbalance? This is the painful, invisible, and deeply isolating reality for so many women who are struggling with polycystic ovary syndrome, or PCOS. It is a silent battle, one that you are often forced to fight alone, a daily experience that can make you feel as though your own body has betrayed you at the most fundamental level. But here is the good news, the truly wonderful, life-changing news that I need you to hear. The path to balance, the path to reclaiming your vitality, might not be found in more restriction, in another bottle of pills, or in more punishing workouts that leave you depleted. The path to your healing may, in fact, be found in an ancient, gentle wisdom in the profound, quiet simplicity practiced by monks for thousands of years. There is a way to calm this internal storm, and it does not involve fighting harder. It involves a gentle, compassionate, and loving return to peace. In today's video, we are going to dive deep, to go far beyond the surface, into a new monk secret, a 3-day hormonal detox that is fundamentally changing women's lives. It is changing lives because it radically shifts the focus from fighting the body to understanding, listening, and deeply nurturing it. This is not about extreme fasting or complicated juice cleanses or expensive supplements. This is about applying the ancient principles of stillness, purity, and flow to gently, lovingly, and effectively guide your hormones back into a state of beautiful natural harmony. So I ask you to stick around, to give yourself this gift of time, because you truly do not want to miss these life-changing principles that can help you reclaim your energy, your clarity, and your precious sense of self. Before we begin this journey together, I would love to know where you are joining me from today. Please drop a comment below and let us know where in the world you are. This is a community, a safe and sacred space for us to connect, to learn, and to heal together. So feel free to ask any questions that arise in your heart as we go. And if you haven't already, please don't forget to hit that subscribe button. And, just as importantly, turn on all your notifications so you never miss a health-boosting, soul-nourishing tip from Sacred Women's Health. First, let's talk about why this struggle feels so impossibly heavy, and why this ancient, gentle approach is so desperately needed in our loud, chaotic, modern world. It is absolutely critical that you hear this, right from the very beginning, and that you let it sink deep into your heart. This is not your fault. The confusion, the frustration, the exhaustion, the tears you've cried in private, the feeling of being broken... It is not a sign of personal failure. You are not lacking in willpower. You are not lazy. You are not, and I repeat, you are not broken. You are a woman with a sensitive, intelligent system, living in a world that is, in almost every way, fundamentally at odds with healthy female hormonal balance. Our modern life has become a constant, unrelenting barrage. We are bombarded with endocrine-disrupting chemicals in our food, our water, and our household products. We are steeped in a hustle culture that glorifies stress and equates rest with weakness. We are surrounded by hyper-palatable, processed foods designed to hijack our biology, and we are constantly staring at blue light screens that disrupt our ancient natural circadian rhythms. All of this constant external and internal noise, creates a state of chronic inner alarm, a fight or flight signal that, for many of us, never, ever turns off. For a woman with a system that is sensitive, particularly one prone to the imbalances of PCOS, this noise is not just noise. It is gasoline poured on an inflammatory fire. Ancient Buddhist wisdom speaks with such clarity of the monkey mind, that restless, agitated part of our consciousness that leaps frantically from thought to thought, from worry to worry, from regret about the past to anxiety about the future, never, ever finding a moment of rest. In the context of PCOS, this is not just a poetic metaphor. It is a direct physiological reality. This mental chaos, this chronic, low-grade, simmering anxiety directly fuels the hormonal chaos. It spikes your primary stress hormone, cortisol. And high cortisol, day in and day out, becomes a tyrant in your body. It screams at your cells to ignore insulin, making you more insulin resistant. It commands your body to store fat, especially around your vital organs. It shatters your sleep quality, which in turn makes you even more insulin resistant and stressed, a truly vicious cycle. And perhaps most critically for PCOS, this flood of stress hormones can trigger your adrenal glands and your ovaries to produce more androgens, those male hormones that are at the very root of so many of your most painful symptoms. You are not alone in this. I promise you. Millions upon millions of women are walking this exact same path, right this very second, feeling the same deep isolation, the same frustration, wondering why everything they try seems to fail them. This is precisely why the cold, conventional advice of just eat less and exercise more so often fails, and in many cases, can even make things worse. It is an approach that treats the body as an enemy to be conquered. It doesn't address the root cause. The body is in a state of profound, terrified alarm. It believes it is in danger. The first and most profound secret of the monks, the very foundation of this detox, is not to shock the body further. It is to provide it with a deep, profound, and unequivocal sense of safety. We must first calm the storm, not fight it. We must create a sanctuary within ourselves, and only then, in that sacred, quiet space, can the body's innate, powerful wisdom finally begin the process of healing. The first step of this 3-day hormonal detox, the absolute, non-negotiable foundation upon which all other healing is built, is the principle of stillness. This is your entire focus for day 1. Before we change a single thing you put in your mouth, we must first address the noise. We must address the monkey mind. Monks and mystics have understood for millennia that true, deep healing simply cannot happen in a state of chaos. You cannot rebuild your home in the middle of an earthquake. You must first wait for the ground to become still. For your body, this stillness is a direct antidote to the flood of cortisol and the screaming monkey mind. This first day is dedicated to emptying the cup, to creating the mental, emotional, and crucially, the physiological space necessary for your hormones to find a new, calmer, more natural rhythm. This is the mental detox, and it is the most powerful first step. But how can just sitting quietly, how can that possibly change your hormones? How can stillness affect your ovaries? The answer, which is now being overwhelmingly supported by a growing body of modern Western science, is a resounding yes. When you practice mindfulness, or even just simple, quiet, intentional contemplation, you are actively toning your vagus nerve. Think of the vagus nerve as your body's built-in peace bringer, a direct communication pathway from your brain to your gut, your heart, and your reproductive organs, telling them, you are safe. You are signaling to your HPA axis, your brain's alarm system, that the perceived danger has passed. You can stand down. Studies have shown clearly and repeatedly that a consistent mindfulness practice can measurably lower circulating cortisol levels. When your cortisol drops, your adrenal glands get a break. They are no longer in a state of panic, and they produce fewer stress-related androgens. This, in turn, allows your ovaries to receive a signal of safety, helping them to regulate their own hormone production. This isn't wishful thinking. This is intricate, beautiful physiology. So, what does this actually look like in practice on day one? This is not about forcing yourself into a rigid, hour-long meditation that makes you even more anxious about doing it wrong. The monk's wisdom is always gentle, always compassionate. On day one, you will simply, lovingly, commit to finding 3 10-minute windows of true, uninterrupted silence. That's it, just 10 minutes. You might do this first thing in the morning, before the world wakes up, before you even look at your phone. You might do it again at midday, perhaps sitting in your car for 10 minutes before walking back into the office. And you will do it once more before bed to release the day. During this time, you turn off the notifications. You put the phone in another room. You don't read. You don't listen to a podcast. You don't try to be productive. You simply sit, perhaps with a warm cup of herbal tea, and you just are. You can focus on your breath, simply noticing the air as it comes in and as it goes out. You can listen to the sounds in the room or outside your window without labeling them as good or bad. Your mind will wander. That is what minds do. That is the nature of the monkey mind. The practice is not about having a perfectly empty mind. The practice is about the moment you notice your mind has wandered, and then gently, compassionately, and without any judgment, you just bring it back. You bring it back to your breath. You bring it back to the sound. That act of gentle returning, that is the muscle you are building. That is the practice. This is you, teaching your nervous system, moment by moment, that it is safe to be still. This simple, profound act is the most important first step to hormonal balance. Can I ask you something? It's a little personal. How many times have you felt completely, utterly alone in this journey? How many times have you sat there, not understanding what is happening with your body, feeling as if no one around you, not your friends, not your family, not even your doctor, could really, truly understand? I know how much that hurts. I know that feeling of deep, aching isolation, and I want you to know right now that you are not alone in this fight. Not anymore. The silence you feel is a shared silence, and by speaking it, we break its power. If you feel this, if you understand this specific, painful struggle of feeling isolated by your own health, I want to ask you to do something powerful right now. Leave a comment below saying, I understand this struggle. Write exactly that. Your message isn't just for you. It's a signal, a beacon. It's a hand reaching out in the dark to another woman who is reading these comments, a woman who feels just as lost as you have, letting her know that she is seen, she is heard, and she is not, under any circumstances, alone. Your words can give someone else the strength to keep going. The gentle, consistent practice of stillness on the first day creates that calm, stable foundation. It stops the earthquake, but that is just the beginning. The next step is even more powerful, because once the mind is calm, we must provide the body with the pure, simple materials it needs to repair and rebalance, without adding new burdens or new sources of noise. Calming the mind is only the first part of the message of safety. Once the alarm bells are quiet, we must stop adding fuel to the inflammatory fire. This brings us to day 2 and the profound principle of purity. This is where we address the food, but not in the way you might think. The monk's approach to eating is not one of diet culture, of restriction, of points, or of calorie counting. It is an act of profound respect, simplicity, and compassion. They eat simple, whole, and pure foods, not because they are afraid of fat or carbs, but because they understand that complex, processed, and agitating foods create noise and chaos in the body, just as a chaotic mind creates noise in the consciousness. For PCOS, this food noise translates directly to inflammation, to wild insulin spikes, and to a heavily burdened liver. Your liver is a magnificent organ. It is your body's master chemist, its primary filtration system, and it plays a vital, non-negotiable role in metabolizing and clearing out excess hormones. When your liver is overwhelmed by processing a constant barrage of inflammatory foods, refined sugars, artificial ingredients, and environmental toxins, it simply can't do its job effectively. It can't keep up. This creates a backup or a traffic jam of hormones, allowing spent estrogens and excess androgens to be recirculated back into your system, further fueling the entire cycle of PCOS. So, does this mean you have to give up everything you love forever? Absolutely not. This 3-day detox is a temporary, loving, and compassionate pause for your digestive system and your liver. For day 2 and day 3, your focus is on nourishing simplicity. We are not starving the body. We are bathing it in easily digestible, deeply nutrient-dense, and powerfully anti-inflammatory foods. The primary focus here, which is central to so many ancient healing traditions, is on warm, cooked foods. Cold and raw foods, like salads and icy smoothies, are considered harder for the body to digest, requiring more energy or digestive fire. When we are trying to heal, we want to conserve that precious energy for repair. So for these 2 days, think of warm, grounding, nourishing foods. Start your day with a simple warm bowl of oatmeal with a few berries, or perhaps a traditional rice congee rather than a cold smoothie. For your lunch and dinner, focus on deeply nourishing, simple vegetable soups, steamed greens like spinach or bok choy, gentle, easy to digest proteins like lentils, or perhaps a small piece of clean, wild-caught fish, and grounding healthy fats like avocado or a generous drizzle of olive oil. We are temporarily, just for these 2 days, setting aside the most common inflammatory triggers: processed sugar, dairy, gluten, and excessive caffeine or alcohol. Instead, you will flood your body with purity, warm water, perhaps with a slice of lemon or ginger, and copious amounts of gentle healing herbal teas. Spearmint tea is a true gift for PCOS, as it has been shown to have anti-androgenic properties. Ginger tea is wonderful for digestion and inflammation. Chamomile is perfect for continuing the calm from day 1. This profound simplicity gives your liver the vacation it has been begging for. It allows your entire digestive system to rest and repair. And most importantly, it dramatically lowers the inflammatory load on your system, allowing your cells to breathe and become more sensitive to insulin again, and giving your hormones the quiet, clean space they need to start regulating. This act of eating simply becomes a moving meditation, a beautiful, tangible continuation of the stillness you cultivated on day 1. If this idea of compassionate eating, of nourishing simplicity, resonates with you more than the harshness of strict dieting, please take a moment to hit that like button. It lets me know that this message is helpful and encourages me to create more content just like this. So we have cultivated stillness in the mind, calming the nervous system's alarm, and we have introduced purity to the body, nourishing the cells and giving the liver a chance to heal. These 2 steps alone are incredibly transformative. But there is a third vital secret that weaves them together, a secret that ensures this change isn't just a temporary fix, but becomes a new integrated way of being. The monks understood that stillness without movement leads to stagnation, and purity without flow leads to rigidity. Healing must be put into motion. This brings us to day 3, the final and most beautiful step, the principle of flow. This is the integration of your calm mind and your pure body through gentle, mindful, intentional movement. With PCOS, we so often experience a profound sense of stuckness in the body. This isn't just a feeling. It's a physiological reality. It can manifest as insulin resistance, where our cells are stuck and stubbornly refuse to let glucose in. It can be poor circulation, that feeling of cold hands and feet. It can be persistent water retention and bloating. And it can be a sluggish, stuck lymphatic system. Your lymphatic system is your body's other detoxification pathway, its internal sewage system. And unlike your cardiovascular system, it has no central pump. Movement is the pump. In a desperate attempt to fix this stagnation, many women turn to high-intensity, punishing workouts. But do you really need to do a grueling, exhausting workout to see results? Absolutely not. In fact, for many women with PCOS, that kind of high-stress exercise can be intensely counterproductive. It's like your house is already on fire. That's the inflammation. And your brain's alarm system is blaring. That's the cortisol. A high-intensity, high-stress workout is like adding more fuel to the fire while also calling in a fake bomb threat. It just adds more chaos, more stress hormones, and signals to your already terrified body that it's being chased by a predator, worsening your hormonal imbalance. The monk's secret is not punishment, it is flow. They practice gentle, mindful movement like walking meditation, qigong, or simple, flowing stretching. The goal is never to burn calories. The goal is to move energy, to stimulate the lymph, to awaken the cells, and to gently invite flow back into the body. So on day 3, as you continue your stillness practice and your purity nourishment, you will add 20 to 30 minutes of mindful, compassionate movement. This could be a slow, deliberate walk outside. No headphones, no podcast, no rushing to a destination. Just the simple, profound act of walking. Feel your feet connecting with the earth. Notice the sensation of the air on your skin. Listen to the world around you. This is a continuation of your day 1 meditation, but now it is in motion. Or it could be 20 minutes of gentle, flowing stretches in your living room. You can find so many wonderful, gentle yoga flows online, specifically for PCOS. The key is to focus on deep, diaphragmatic breathing, moving with your breath. This gentle movement is profoundly powerful. It helps your muscles become more receptive and sensitive to insulin, which is absolutely crucial for managing PCOS. It manually pumps your lymphatic system, helping to flush out the metabolic waste and the toxins your liver worked so hard to process on day 2. And most beautifully, it connects your mind, the stillness from day 1, with your body, the purity from day 2, creating a harmonious, integrated loop of healing. This 3-day cycle, stillness to calm the system, purity to nourish the cells, and flow to integrate the change and move out the old, is the compassionate, powerful core of the monk's secret. It is a reset, a way to clear the noise and listen, perhaps for the very first time, to the profound, gentle wisdom your body has been trying to share with you all along. If you made it this far, if you stayed with me through this entire journey, it means you are not just a passive viewer. It means you are a seeker. It means you are truly, deeply searching for answers, for relief, and for a sense of hope that you may have felt was lost. Your presence here shows your incredible commitment to yourself and to your healing. This channel was created exactly for that. It was built to be a guiding light, a soft place to land in a world that often feels harsh and unforgiving. It was created to help you understand your body, to regain a sense of control and empowerment, and to find real, compassionate solutions that actually work, solutions that honor your body as sacred. You are not alone here. I need you to feel that. In this space, you are not alone. We are building a sanctuary, a safe community where women just like you can find support, validation, and real, practical information that makes a difference. This is a place where your struggle is understood, your pain is validated, and your healing is prioritized above all else. If this is the kind of guidance you've been looking for, if you are ready to walk a path of healing that is rooted in compassion, ancient wisdom, and a deep respect for your body, I want to invite you to subscribe now and turn on the notifications. Every single video we create is another step, another loving guidepost on the journey toward a healthier, more balanced, and profoundly happier you. Thank you so much for sharing your precious time with me today. Be well and be kind to yourself.